Let's take a look at your markets picture now, kicking things off with the JSE. Now it's green across the board as global risk appetite returns to the table, fueled by hopes of a Fed interest rate cut. Precious metals also in positive territory and further boosting gains. With that, we are still seeing the resources 10 complex leading the gains, up over 2%, followed by a 1.3% gain from the financial 15 and a near 0.5% gain in the industrial 25, and that leading to the all share gaining 1.4%. Now let's take a look at what's playing out in the US. Sentiment on that front also upbeat. Wall Street traders, of course, still digesting data that beeps up the case for a reduction in rates. Gains in Alphabet also coming to play as investors mull on whether it could take the lead when it comes to AI chip manufacturing following its deal with Meta. And with that, we are seeing the Dow Jones leading the gains, up 0.4%, followed by a near 0.3% gain from the Nasdaq. The S&P 500 up close to 0.4%. Now let's take a look at what's playing out in Europe. On one hand, traders are digesting reports suggesting that Ukraine is supporting a US-backed peace deal, which could end its war with Russia. Then on the other hand, we're seeing a focus on the UK's autumn budget. And taking all of that into account, the global upbeat sentiment also filtering through to Europe, with the German DAX leading the gains there, up close to 0.75%, followed by gains of just over 0.6% in both the FTSE 100 and the CAC 40. Now let's shift focus and take a look at what's playing out on the currency scene, starting off with the local unit. Now we are seeing gains coming through for the rand, really on the back of a softer dollar. With that, the rand is stronger against major global currencies. Against the dollar, it is sitting at 17.12. Looking at it against the pound, stronger as well at 22.62, and then against the euro, it's sitting just close to 20. Now, looking at your other currency pairs, the euro to the dollar stronger at 1.15, the pound to the dollar at 1.32, and also, or rather weaker, all those currencies on that front trending weaker. The dollar to the yen trading just above 156. Now, Nick Kinzer from Sanlam Private Wealth joins us now for a preview of that market action. Nick, thanks so much for your time this evening. Now, over the past few days, we've been seeing some positivity coming through to markets as traders raise bets for a Fed rate cut. This, of course, on the back of the weaker data that's been coming through. And I'm wondering if we're seeing the beginning of a Christmas rally, or is it too soon to tell?
Yeah, good evening to the viewers. Don't think it's too early just yet. I mean, a 1,500 point day. I mean, we'll take these ones, and we are less than a month to go, so there might still be legs in this one yet. But yeah, a very, very strong day. Risk on. I mean, you mentioned in the intro, look at the rand. Rand is a risk on currency that's having a decent day. SA government bonds have done well. And in general, I counted one or two shares in the whole top 40 that were down. The rest were all up. And yeah, I mean, a bit of a follow through. Strong day at Wall Street last night, Asia markets as well. So certainly for the time being, it seems to be the path of least resistance in these equity markets is clearly to the upside for now.
And are you pricing in a Fed rate cut come December?
Yeah, I think it's a given. Look, there's a lot of data that we are getting a little bit later, shut for 43 days, that US government. So some of the data we are getting is September's data, so a little bit out of date. But nevertheless, coming in a little bit light. It looks like those jobless numbers are sort of getting a little bit worse as well. Not terrible, but just starting to roll over. And, I think the Fed is under pressure politically as well, from the Trump administration. And quite frankly, with other central banks cutting rates, I think it's it's an easy opportunity for them to cut rates. And you've seen that weaker dollar today, commodities benefiting. And I think we are counting in for a a rate cut, certainly by the Fed. Yeah.
So Americans might be in for an early Christmas gift. All right, Nick, let's hit pause on the conversation for now. That was Sanlam Private Wealth's Nick Kinzer. There's a full assessment of the day that was in trade at 6 p.m.